And I am the one who loses for this. What the fuck? Oh my god, this bug. This is so fucking rare. Epic. This is super rare. This is not the first time I've seen this happen, but, like, this is super rare. This is a very uncommon occurrence. Yeah, so, for whatever reason, if you get caught at a certain point towards the end of the chase and then exit, I don't really know what what makes this happen, to be perfectly precise. But yeah, at this point the game is soft-locked. I can't, like, proceed, and I can't kill him either. He doesn't take damage from anything. He can be hit, but, like, he has infinite health. So, like, this doesn't do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, for some reason, if you get caught by Banbelow in the chase sequence towards the end, I don't really know why, but on exiting that thing, everything starts to fuck up. Everything. You notice it played the Kevin dragging away cutscene? That already happened. It plays twice. It's a second time. And then it plays the cutscene of you, like, walking into the boss room. And then for some reason, the boss is big Banbelow rather than regular Banbelow. It's like, it's the second bit. I don't really know this, like, I couldn't tell you the specifics of why this actually happens. But it's really rare. This is not common. How often did that happen? This is the first time it's ever actually happened to me. I've seen it happen to other people. I was briefly confused about what was even going on. I was like, oh fuck, it's this. I've seen this happen to other people before, but it's never happened to me. $3,000. Very rare. It's very rare. The scenario in which it arises is very specific. The main reason I don't typically see it is because I just don't usually get hit on that corner. It's more likely to happen to people who beef their movement there, but I only got caught because the pathfinding fucked up. Bro got stuck in a corner.
Uh-huh. Cool.
Yeah, rare, I hope you enjoyed a rare bug. The funny thing with that bug, right, is that it's so rare that anytime it happens to someone, they send me the footage. So like, what? Because everyone, this happened to me twice. This is how I've seen it before. Because it happened to Niglaria first, and he tweeted it at me, and then it happened to, I think, Jill. I think Umbrella Jill ran into that once, and they were like, have you ever seen this shit before? And I was like, yeah, I have. Like, this happens to people sometimes.
Cool.
I was like, unfortunately, there's no known way you can really do it. Like, there's no skip you can construct out of that, as far as I can tell, because you're soft-locked. You can't really, like, go anywhere or kill the guy or anything. There's no way to, like, proceed from there, so if the bug happens, your run's just over. But I do think it's funny that, like, that's never happened to me before, but it's happened to other people, and every time it happens, I know every time it happens to someone new because they send me the footage. Because I'm the guy they'll ask. Which makes sense, because I do, in fact, have the answer. And the answer is that for some reason it happens under very specific circumstances I don't entirely get. In that area. It only happens if you trigger the fight that you don't usually want to trigger when you're somewhat near the end. Unfortunately, no news. No news. I mean, if it was possible to use it to save time, I'd be investigating. But unfortunately, no news. Because activating it just traps you in the boss arena with an enemy you can't kill. So what do you do? The answer is nothing. You do nothing. You create a nice clip. Well, at least now I've seen it. Funny thing with that bug is that all the footage of it has only ever been on console. I don't think I've ever seen... I'm not sure it can happen on emulator, because I've never seen it actually... I don't think I've ever seen an emulator player report that happening. But, like, it's rare, so that might just be coincidence. But it's happened to Niglaria, me, and Umbrella Jill, and all of us run the game on hardware. Oh, and I guess we did learn something from that, by the way, is that I've officially now knocked it off the list, because before it's only ever occurred to Niglaria and Jill, and they both use the American version, I think. But now it's happened to me on the Japanese copy. I don't think anyone was ever speculating that, like, oh, maybe it only happens on the American version, but, you know, just in case, I have now covered that base. Always expanding the knowledge, you know? An act of God rebooting the console. I think that's just my Dreamcast being shitty. Like, it's been pretty stable this stream, but my Dreamcast sometimes just kinda beefs it. Dreamcast cleaned? It's cleaned. It's as clean as it can be. It's just an old console. They're old video game consoles. They're prone to these kinds of problems. I don't know what to say. Play the game regularly, haven't got it. I mean, there's also Illbleed's like a small runner community as well. Like, that's the first time I've ever seen it. It's ever personally happened to me. And I've played this game a lot. So it's entirely possible to play a lot and never run into it. Because the activation conditions are horribly specific. And, like, who the fuck even knows what is going on with that? I didn't really... Okay, sure. Sure, whatever. It's like, if you never get caught at all here like you should when you're doing it properly, and proceed to the boss fight, you'll never run into it at all. And typically, if I get caught by Banbelow in the first bit of the level and I'm like doing PB attempts, I just reset the game on the spot. I'm coming to trust the fact that that first swing that he does is pretty much always going to whiff. No, why did you have to fall off? Rip in piss, you fell off. That wasn't gonna hit me. It's really hard to tell sometimes. Like, do you believe that the swing isn't gonna hit you? Do you trust it? Because if you guess wrong, you're gonna eat a fuck ton of damage in an environment that's really unfavorable to it. But that first hit, if your jumps are good, that first swing he does will pretty much always whiff. I think you can trust that. That seems reliable. You gotta believe. You don't gotta believe. Never believe. Parappa stinks! Wow! I've played this game before, heard of it, watching, you have no clue what's going on. Okay, so you see all this bullshit on the screen, right? The bullshit at the top of the screen indicates traps that need to be detected and tagged via the first-person view. If the traps go off, you take the damage, so you don't want to take the damage. But I know what the traps are, because they only generate in 3 sets, and I have mapped out and partially memorized every single set. Meanwhile, all this bullshit at the bottom of the screen, the green bar, that's your health bar. The heart rate, that's your heart rate. That's crazy. Heart rate is mostly unimportant, don't worry about it too much, but if it gets to 255, you die of shock instantly. But I will never let that happen, it's actually pretty hard to get it that high. The blue bar, that's your adrenaline. That's the currency you use to tag the traps with. That is not a health bar, that is a resource. It must be spent accordingly. Complete the level. Is this game worth doing a casual playthrough if you never played it? Yes, absolutely. There is nothing like Illbleed. Illbleed is worth it now and will be worth it forever because there is no game like it, there has never been any game like it, and there will never be another game like it. Okay, so now all that stuff I said about tagging traps and the currency used to tag traps and all that stuff that I just said, you know, like I just explained how the game works. All of that stuff I just explained, now, completely forget about all of it, because it does not fucking matter in Stage 2. Doing my PB run that I'm already 28 seconds behind it, I went 28 seconds faster. What kind of a question is that? It's a really good run. It's alright. It's more that I just had pattern A on this run, and pattern A is not very fast. Whereas my PB probably has pattern B or C or something. Something faster. But also, my PBs are, like, pretty good. That's why they've stood as long as they have. They're very clean, very optimal. Move good and stuff. Not, like, perfectly optimal, but they're pretty good. Like, they're hard to beat. That's why they haven't been beaten in, like, a very long time, even by me. My runs of this game are reasonably solid, I think. Are those who run this game as much as I do? Jill was running it quite a bit, and she got a pretty good time on console. I think she's still second? And Abby's Corner on Twitch runs it on emulator a lot. I'm always getting runs in the queue from Abby. She PBs it quite regularly, actually. Always lowering the time. So yeah, there are other runners. They're around. My favorite games to speedrun? I like classic survival horror-y stuff. I always come back to classic Silent Hill at some point. I have ran Silent Hill 1 for the better part of, like, a decade. You'd think my time would be better for that, but it's not. Like, I always return to classic Silent Hill runs eventually. I think Illbleed is now also, like, a staple game in my repertoire. It's hung around for a long time since I started running it. It hasn't gone away. I haven't learned it and, like, put it back. I feel like Illbleed has become a very core part of the streaming speedrun roster somehow. Essential viewing. Which is rare. It's nice that this game could become that. I don't know what it is about it. Well, I do, I suppose. Illbleed's a weird game and it fascinates people a lot. So I'm very pleased that it's managed to, like, do well enough on the stream that it's become, like, an essential part of the Punchy stream, as it were. It's like, if it was going to happen to any game that wasn't a Silent Hill, it's nice that it's Illbleed. That feels very on brand. Think I could beat Illbleed without damage? Not consistently, no. Also, yeah, for some reason, despite the really high randomness quotient of the Illbleed run, I don't think it's ever, like, worn on my brain the same way that, like, heavily random other runs have done so in the past. Like, don't get me wrong, it definitely sucks when I'm, like, 40 seconds up and fucking Killer Department Store trashes it all in the bin. With the shitty worm fight that sucks. Like, it's a shitty worm fight and it sucks. I ain't out here to be all smiles about that. The shitty worm fight's shitty. Is shite. But for some reason it doesn't, like, bore a hole in my psyche. You know, like, say, I don't know, like Dino Crisis 2, where the highly random and unpredictable nature of how enemies respond to attacks just, like, I found it deeply frustrating. Even though, on balance, that run is probably more consistent than Illbleed is, that just pissed me off, like, so much that I really didn't want to do it anymore. Whereas the Illbleed run has massive, massive swings due to luck, in terms of what patterns you get, in terms of, like, boss RNG, like this. This is a luck thing right now. I can kind of influence this with movement, but at the same time, there's only so much I can do. Ah, barely. What do you mean you're not dead? That's a tragedy in slow motion. That's okay. That's fine, we got the kill. Like, some days the runs aren't so great, and they don't come together. That's fine. Speedrunners have days like that. It's always like that with games. But I've been running Illbleed for, like, what, like a year now? I have no idea how that hit me. All of you deserve death. Die. How are you not dead? Damn you, monkey. I paused the game! No! Sad. But I've ran Illbleed for... Like, when did I learn this run? It's got to have been about, like, a year and a bit ago by now, right? Nice split, by the way. Despite the pause of shame and the not particularly stunning monkey fight, I still saved time on that. ...2019. Has it really been that long? I feel like it was more recent than that. Point is, it's been a hot minute, and I'm still running it. Still not quite sick of it yet, somehow. Like, I don't dedicate myself to huge grinds. Like, once the hotfix is over, do I plan to continue running it once I'm done with the hotfix? Maybe. I kind of want my 115 in any percent. It's definitely possible. But it's tricky. It's tricky. It's a tricky situation. But I also kind of want to learn a new game as well, just to sort of squeeze the kidney stone that is, oh, I speedrun 100 games out, because like I feel like I'm overthinking the process of the 100th speed game enough that it's like starting to actually slow down the process of learning speed game. I want it to be special, but like it's not special. Just fucking do it, asshole.
Cool.
Hey, Emma. Hatchet. This is pattern A, which is smelly. I mean, okay, it's not like that smelly. It's kind of smelly. Bloodstain 2. Ideally, pattern B is the fastest pattern for wood puppets by a wide margin.
Cool.
There is a winning choice on this level.
Cool. Cool.
And speedruns go on to the point where I'm resetting for certain patterns. Yeah, if I'm doing, like, proper, like, insistent PB attempts for... I will reset the first level if I get pattern A, generally. Like, I got pattern A on this run, and it was, see, it's plus 28. That's almost purely time loss from the pattern. I didn't really play it particularly badly. It's just a slow fucking pattern. I don't tend to reset wood puppets for, like, the good pattern, because that's tedious.
Cool.
Like, I'm a bit further in the run at that point. And there's enough variance on other elements of wood puppets that it doesn't feel worth it. Like, whether or not the fights go well is a different ballgame from your trap pattern. Yeah, A has the unskippable trap and the fact you can't do the enemy skip on pattern A, because if you do, you get fucking hit by a bigger trap, and it's not worth it. So it's slower by default by about 30 seconds. And there's just nothing you can do about that. Pattern B and C are much easier to work with. Rude. Does Queen have any pattern-specific elements? No. You are good to go with whatever for Queen Worm. But there's also, like, it doesn't feel worth resetting on wood puppets. Because, the random elements of the department store are such a big deal. Like, that can cause a swing of anywhere from, like a minute, maybe more, if you get, like, really good luck. And that has nothing to do with the pattern. For the most part, the pattern you get on Killer Department Store actually doesn't really matter. It's not important, but there's still tons of RNG, and it's completely irrespective of the pattern you get, so it's like, You know, bad wood puppets RNG is like whatever. If you don't get pattern B, the ideal one, the 1 in 3. It's like, you're really gonna reset for the 1 in 3? Nah. Like, nah, man. Forget that. It's not worth it. But I will reset stage 1 for pattern A. On the basis that you can tell which pattern you get in, like, the first 50 seconds of starting the run.
Cool.
And what's fucked up is that actually my PB for any percent does have pattern A, stage 1 in it. I just didn't reset. It was a no reset. I didn't feel like it. Oh, the Sixth Sense. Someone asked me what the Sixth Sense did. And I did not reply, for I am bad. Sixth Sense is item pickups and enemies. It detects item pickups and enemies, which spawn in the same way. And it's like, wait, so you can't tell the difference between an item or an enemy? No. No, you cannot.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Haha. Ah, there he is. Sure took a while. Is camera being controlled by the triggers? No. Left trigger controls the camera, but you can't like, you can only press it to center it behind you. It doesn't really, like, you don't turn it per se. So I'm tapping that button a lot so I can see what the hell I'm doing. So yeah, it's controlled by the one trigger. I had to think about that for a moment for some reason. But the right trigger is what you hold to go into first-person view. So it does not control the camera. Although first-person view will also automatically snap the camera behind you. Let's do games that aren't popular and done to death, like I do Silent Hill, bought with Desiree Games, the experts, and thinking you want to do something different. See, that's how I felt when I learned Silent Hill in the first place. Believe it or not, back when I ran Silent Hill 1, fucking like 2 people ran that game. No one gave a shit. Silent Hill is very well explored and is a vibrant community now. But when I first picked those games up, they were like deserts. No one knew shit. Like, I actually got the back when I first picked up Silent Hill 1, I actually got the world record in Silent Hill 1 inside of, like, 2 months. Which is not a very long time. For a run of that, like, what is now, like, hyper-optimized bullshit. But back then, you could do that, because, like, no one had done it. Now, Resident Evil, that was impossible from the start. Nightmare. Crazy dedicated gamers. They've always been around for Resident Evil, right? Resident Evil time attacking is like one of the oldest subcultures in gaming, I think. Shin kicked. I'm being checked. Oh shit, double kill. Crazy. I thought it was fast, but it looked cool. Yeah, if you want to learn a speedrun, just do it. Yeah, but just do it. Just learn the run. That's how I did it. You just do stuff. Like, I actually do not believe that speedrunning, at least a lot of the games I do, takes particularly high, like, mental or physical acuity. It does take effort, though. You have to learn things and, like, pay attention and be generally awake. Ow. Like, to run Illbleed as well as I currently do, that took effort. I studied the game. I did practice. I spent a lot of time with it. Cool. I'm not going to heal, because I don't want to. I can't skip any fun. The reason I'm not healing is that I have to do all 3 fights anyway. So how much I'm bleeding doesn't really matter. Dude, dash attack. Rude. That's rude gaming. This is nice. Okay, counter hit now? Ah, I thought that would kill. It didn't. What do you mean it didn't? That should kill. Good enough. Ow, fair enough. That's not fair enough. Where's my counter hit? There's my counter hit. Now we heal. Because in all likelihood, I probably won't survive if I don't. Lucky swings? Nah, vomit. Nah, vomit. Lucky swing? Nah, vomit. I went for it. He's dead as well, that's such bullshit. He ran out of health, but he was in mid-attack animation, so it didn't actually give me the kill. I was wondering if that worked. The answer is no. Damn it. That's fucking disappointing, isn't it? Can't trade for the victory. Right, pattern A aside. Solid wood puppets. Very good. I think I'm overbuying for that level. I'm definitely overbuying for Killer Department Store, but on the other hand, if you're gonna overbuy for any level, it is fine to overbuy for Killer Department Store. And get point you can play a game using Ring Fit. Well, that just takes a Bluetooth adapter and a Ring Fit controller. What am I doing? I have to pick it up. It's not trolley. Thinking about this, what character pick should I go with for... Like, it doesn't really matter whether you use Eriko or Kenny here. There's no jumping. Middle. That's pattern A.
Cool. Cool.
So here's a slight thing, although it doesn't really matter. I said it doesn't really matter what pattern you get for Killer Department Store. That's like half true. Pattern C is definitely faster out the gate here.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Like, for the opening line, pattern C can just, like, hug the wall and skip a lot of bullshit. So it's definitely faster coming off the gate.
Cool.
But past that point,
Cool.
doesn't really matter anymore.
Cool.
You managed a double cool, congratulations. Oh boy, old house has an electricity problem, oh dear. Oh no.
Cool.
It's a world record!
No, it's not. Stop that. Why the slow jump? Why are you doing this to me? All food in fridge is rotten. Oh no. 2. You sacrifice about 3 to 4-ish seconds. The fact the game fucked that up is depressing. Tagged everything except the one thing I wanted to.
Cool. Cool.
It's fine, you get most of your adrenaline back
Cool.
on the worm fight anyway.
Cool.
Come on. Oh, shit. 2, 3. Cool. Pleasantly surprised. I have to fight 2 of them. But that's still probably better than... Yeah, that's still good. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's still good.
Cool. Cool.
Even if you have 2 left over, that's still better than getting hit. It means, oh, you wasted time picking up 1 too many. It's like, yeah, I mean, it means I could have gone for 4 instead and had a better result. But the odds don't favor that. I think it's okay to go for 5 and just be pleasantly surprised if you get 4. Run! Yeah, there are no cooldowns for the sound effects because they queue up in a row. Also, they cost 2,000 points. If people want to spam them, they run out of points real fast. I just got like a double counter hit sequence. One of them's already dead. Counter hit. He's dead. Man's dead! That was, and this is true, extremely fucking sweet.
Cool. Cool.
Trust in notes, trust in notes, trust in notes, trust in notes. Trusted my notes.
Cool. 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 Cool.
Why are you walking? Don't walk. Run. Very nice wide open space you've given me. But you gave it to me on the wrong side. I like how the par time for this level is 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's like as long as the run. They doubted the speedrunning power. Ah, there it is. There it is twice, in fact. You know how I've mentioned before that there's a bug where sometimes you do the big swing and you just don't get the knockdown for it because the game, like, fucks up? There it was. That still didn't turn out too badly. That was actually still pretty okay, honestly. But I've mentioned it before, how sometimes you go for the counter hit on that and it just doesn't work right. Well, there you go. There it was. It happened twice, actually. I hit it twice and neither time I got a knockdown for it. I pause, no, what the fuck? I'm like a step away from the cutscene. That sucks. Yeah, she didn't get a knockdown, but she also didn't immediately stab me in the dick for it, so I got a second full combo off. So it worked out okay. Despite not getting my desired knockdown, it was not so bad. Yep, that was a really good kill at department store. The one fight was mint, the cockroach RNG was, like, decent. The Mary fight wasn't too bad. Gave me all my time back. From not resetting pattern A stage 1. It's kind of sad that that's, like, what's necessary to recover from that, though, isn't it?
Let's go.
That is B.
All right.
I hate pattern B. B is so awkward.
All right. All right.
What?
Over here.
Alright, go. Cut a line, Kevin. Cut a line, Kevin. Cut a line, Kevin. Nice. That looks like nothing, but you gotta do it right. There's a bob and weave in the middle there that I find very tense to do. But I've really got to learn to trust my consistency at it, because I don't think I fucked it up this, like, the past 3 days. And that's like the pain point of the stage, really, like that line. That's the hard part. If you can get that right, you're good. Hi, York. Bye, York. Hey, Daddies. Love some Illbleed? I love some Illbleed too. Ah, do the thing. Just like that.
All right.
Right, now. Actually take the turn, like, very wide. So you don't get caught out by it. Don't get caught out by the machine. Don't get caught out by the machine. Just don't do it. Just be cool. You! Hey, Shendor.
All right.
Pattern B, you can just go. Have I extensively tested the collision this game for any gaps, like that one in Home Run? Not really, no.
All right.
That one only works because there's somewhere to drop into. And most levels don't really have the verticality for that to matter. Whereas in a lot of, like, if I could clip through the wall here, I would fall out of bounds and softlock the game. Hey, Mac. How's the run going? This run is another case of me not resetting the slow pattern on stage 1 and then getting really, really good luck on Killer Department Store, so we're slightly ahead right now.
All right.
But there is still this level and Toy Hunter to go. And the final boss, lest I forget. The final boss is actually a pretty huge random component. You're 20 hours through my 12 VOD. I am impressed and humbled by the notion that someone would, in fact, actually watch all of it. Like, Jesus. I mean, I like Neo 12 as well. I mean, I liked it enough to stream it for 23 hours straight. Alright, I gotta pay attention here. Pattern B actually has stuff. Here.
All right.
And that'll do for now. Oh yeah, you can buy Neo 12 on Steam now. They released a PC port, and they shadow dropped it. They released it and didn't tell anyone. Square Enix really didn't want anyone playing Neo 12. Like, they released it, sure, but they just didn't tell anyone they were releasing it. Is it a decent port? Yeah, it's fine. It runs at like 120 FPS. It's perfectly stable. Looks nice. You can make it run at like the high resolutions and shit. There's nothing wrong with it as far as I could discern. I have escaped narrowly. Good for me. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, they shadow dropped the Steam release of the PC port as well. Like, it was Epic exclusive for a year, which... But also, the Steam release a year and a bit after the Epic Store thingy-mabob, they just shadow dropped it with no warning. It just appeared one day. They tweeted it being like, hey, it's now available on Steam, and everyone was like, what? But more realistically, everyone didn't notice, because... Do you know Steam actually doesn't let you shadow drop games on Steam? Like, you have to have a Steam home page. Like, you have to have a page for your game for at least, I think, like, 2 weeks in advance of your release. Like, Steam actually, for the most part, does not let you create a page and launch it the same day. Because, according to Steam, correctly, it's a bad fucking idea. They're like, they don't let normal people do that. They don't let random indie dev launch, like, shadow drop their game because it's a bad idea. They're like, no, create a page for your game and you can launch your game in 2 weeks at, like, minimum. To at least give yourself some runway to work with before you launch. But, Square Enix is, like, special, so they can do stuff. I imagine they have, like, special permissions with Valve to do that kind of thing. But, I think it's funny that, like, even, like, Valve themselves will not let normal people do the thing that Square Enix did to Neo 12 precisely because it's a bad idea for sales. If they ever port Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line to PC, I bet they'll do the same shit. It'll just appear one day without warning. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's gone again. It's really hard to just turn around. What? I'll trade. Stop it. No. Yes. No bonus. Nah, could have been cleaner. Right, now we've got to go buy out Yorg. Yeah, I don't know. Their recent treatment... They've published a lot of games lately that have not probably been doing very well on account of their abject refusal to let people know they exist. Like, Live Alive is a really cool game that I like a lot, and it's just kind of been left to die. Like, it once again, that just kind of randomly appeared on Steam one day. And currently it has like 80-something Steam review. It's dire. Live Alive almost certainly didn't make its money back, at least on PC. No fucking shot. That game sold ass. That game sold like ass on PC. I couldn't tell you how well it did on console.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What is Live Alive? Exactly, that's the problem. Live Alive is a Square Enix published JRPG about playing from characters from like 8 different time periods. Oh yeah, it's also a remake of a Super Nintendo game. I liked it. Live Alive is great. It's a primary influence on Toby Fox, actually. Like every time Toby Fox gives an interview and they ask him to like name his favorite like classic RPG that he was inspired by, he always answers Live Alive. Very, very consistently. Nice jump.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Pattern A.
Yep. Yep.
Wish there was a way around this.
Yep.
You need new games to play? Have you played the remaster of Ghost Trick that came out recently? I've become one of those people. I've become one of those people. Play Ghost Trick. Holy shit.
Yep.
I may in fact believe in the genius of Shu Takumi after having played Ghost Trick. Like, wow, 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 people were right. It really is that good.
Over here. Over here.
What's Ghost Trick? Ghost Trick is an adventure puzzle game where you play as a man who is trying to work out how he was why and how he was murdered.
Yep.
You possess various objects in your environment with your ghost powers and do ghost tricks to solve stuff. It's Ruby Goldberg simulator. Create dumbass contraptions that do various things, and you can like go back in time 4 minutes before a person dies and try to keep them alive by doing the thing. Do the thing. It's good. It's really good. I don't think I do it justice. I think descriptions in words struggle to do it justice, frankly. But like, it's just so clean. It's so cleanly good.
Yep.
Like, the story is compelling, the art style is wonderful, the music's really good, the puzzles are interesting.
Yep.
It has a very strong commitment.
Yep.
To its mechanics that's genuinely very impressive. There's just nothing wrong with it. Like, it checks out on all fronts. It's really good. It's so elegantly refined. Like, there's nothing you could add or delete or alter and have it, like, work. It's tight as a walnut. Tight as a walnut. Everything is in its proper place. And you can play such a fantastic video game on Steam and PlayStation 4 and Switch for the low, low price of, like, I think it's about $25 or something. I don't know. It's fucking worth it, man. It's great. It's really good. The DS was such a blessed fucking system, dude. Sea of Stars sold 100k copies on day one, which is pretty good for an indie game sandwiched between Armored Core and Starfield. That's not pretty good. That's fucking remarkable. That's a miracle, is what that is. No, it didn't tag. Why? Game not listen to me. Make me sad. The streamers, yeah, a lot of my streamer peers got like paid sponsorships to stream Sea of Stars, and I'm over here pouting that I didn't, because if they dropped me a line, I probably would have done it. Because I want to play Sea of Stars. I think it's because they're American. I'm not American. Such agencies tend to work within their region, which makes sense. It's a perfectly sensible thing to do. But also it's like, where's my sponsorship?
Yep.
It's alright. It's okay. They're like, 100k copies in one day is fantastic. Like, that game, that's making coin. I know we live in an era, right, where like selling 1 million and then Square Enix turns around and says, oh, your Tomb Raider sold like 4 million, but that's not good enough. But in the realm of games with like actually normal budgets, you'd be surprised at you'd be surprised at how few units you actually have to move to make your money back. Like, think about it in such a way. 100,000 at, like, what is Sea of Stars even priced at? It's like $25, right? Ish, something like that. 100,000 copies multiplied by 25. It's a big fucking number. That's a big number. That's a lot of money. And obviously there's, like, you know, there's expenses. And Steam takes a cut. It's not quite as clear as all that, but on a basic level, that's a lot of that's a big number. That's a lot of money. That's a pretty extraordinary opening day for an indie game. Because I'm going to assume they probably did not spend, like, hundreds of millions on Sea of Stars. Which is not to say it doesn't look good, but just they don't have, like, the fucked up crazy budgets of, like, a PS5 game, you know? Those games need to sell millions upon millions to make their money back. Twofer. Ah, shit. I chose poorly. Ow. That sucks. That was still pretty good, though. Is there an animation where Zodic wags his finger? Yep. It exists. Do Zodic's rings have individual health, or is it more of a whale on them and he drops less and less with less if you... His rings have individual health. Every ring has 4 hits, and if, like, the same ring can come out and it will have the... If you hit it and it disappears, it will remember which ring has less health. So, but how do you know which is which? I don't know. The game does, though. I have no fucking idea. That's why when I when I shot that one ring, it disappeared in one hit, and I was like, damn, I picked wrong. If I'd ran towards the other two, I might have gotten a better outcome. I pressed dodge. No. I pressed it. Ah. Okay, I got a lot of damage there. Fire! Shoot the gun, Jorg! That's world record! No two ways about it. That was good enough. That wasn't a perfect final boss, but it was good enough.
It's a world record! It's a world record!
That's a hotfix blessing. It happened again.
It's a world record!
Igdisus blessed me again.
It's
Every
a
time.
World record! It's a world record! It's a world record! It's a world record!
Nice.
It's a world
It's
record!
another PB where I didn't reset.
It's a world record!
Where I didn't reset the slow pattern on stage
It's
1.
a world record!
And then got sick fucking department store
It's a
luck.
world record!
God damn it. I mean, the rest of this is pretty good.
Oh god! Oh god!
But man alive.
It's a world record!
Is that an actual... Yeah, it's an actual world record. I am the record holder for Illbleed in all of its categories.
It's a world record!
That was a world record by 36 seconds.
It's a world record!
True and true.
It's
True
a
and
world
true.
record!
No kidding.
It's a world record! It's a world record! It's a world record!
Blessed again by the hotfix.
It's a world
Wait,
record!
you missed me getting the world record. Do it again.
It's
Ah!
a world record!
You may have noticed that the second I got like really good, a good worm fight, I tensed a bit. I started speaking a lot less because shit, that was really good. I'm like, this is probably in with a chance.
You You will give me an egg.
Cool.
May's hotfix later tonight. 3 a.m. my time. I'm gonna be exhausted. Oh no, I need coffee. Stay hydrated. I got a little bit of fruit juice left. To make this 5 times Illbleed has been on a hotfix? I think it's around that amount, yeah. Still amazed they let me run this game at GDQ. I pitched it for 2 years. Relentlessly. Like every event for 2 years. I pitched it and they finally caved and let me do it. They finally caved. Total money. Lots. Total dime. That. Good ending cutscene. There's always like that moment of tension where I'm like, did I actually get the good ending? Am I about to see the bad ending and be like, no, it's not a world record, I fucked up? But like, no, I was using Jorg in the final boss is like, that's the thing you're gonna forget.
$1 million.
I bought 385 different kinds of Freddy dolls, and I still have a lot left.
I invested in the stock market.
You really trust the stock market?
Where's Jorg in this cutscene?
I don't know.
He isn't.
I think
But you do still need to save him.
Eriko, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Never mind. She's probably
You will
in
give
one of
me
those
an
girl
egg.
soccer
No!
Hey,
No eggs.
Eriko, are you thinking of your secret love or something?
I do love how Randy just has
Yeah,
4
I wouldn't mind that
drinks
at all.
with him, and the drink itself is just like solid in the glass as well. Like it doesn't move around or anything. Old games didn't give a fuck.
I'm going back to Illbleed. What?
What?
What? If she goes, I go.
Thanks, Randy. But this time, I have to go alone.
Why? What's going on?
Kevin, butt out!
Cool.
He doesn't need a guy right now, okay? Wait for me, guys. If I make it back, I'll probably be a changed girl.
We'll be right here, waiting and praying.
I'm sure you'll make it through, but be careful and don't change too much.
If you get into trouble, try and telepathically communicate with me, okay? I can be at your side in no time. Right. Thanks a lot, guys. I love you all.
There it is. There's my picture for... There's my picture for the victory tweet. I love you all.